atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn. Training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name? I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do? got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay, no sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race. Ooh, looking good so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you get back all your faculties. Surprised anybody'd want to tangle with you. Heck, you could go deathclaw hunting with a switch. Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking. All right. I'm gonna say a word. Dog. House. Night. Light. Okay. Now, first one. I ain't given to rely. I'm always fixing. I'm slow to embrace. I charge in to deal with my problems head. Almost done here. Okay. Well, I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe... Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head. All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out. Here, these are yours. Was all you had. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back... They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something. And put this on, too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Don't mention. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out, too. And the metal fella, Victor. Anyway, you ever get hurt, but try not to get...
That Doc Mitchell sure knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking... Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand. I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were. Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help. I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as in. I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says hi.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to. Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you... Meet me up.
If you're looking for supplies, Chad over at the general store can help you out.
See the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them. Everything all right? Well, let's just finish this first, all right? Then we could talk. Preferably somewhere where I... That's the right idea. Look down the sight. Try crouching down and staying still. It'll help your aim. Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn. Tell you what. I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along? Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short way. Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more... Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly... Okay, you're on. Go give him hell. See? You're getting the hang. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want... Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes. Come with me. you hadn't come here like you... I came up here to draw water, but here... You should have what I... Thank you. Now that was some good work. Even got a little exciting there. Here's a little spending. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful... Alright then. We'll need a couple ingredients to get started. Let me think now. I know I've seen... Bring those on back. me see what you got. All right, now. We're gonna be making some... Go on over to that... Hey, that's not bad, see? All it takes to... Sometimes it won't be a campfire you need. Important thing to get is it's all the same idea. You just need to find the right places. Well, I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't... Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to... Hi there, sticking around... Sure can. Take the road southeast out of town till it hits the freeway. Prim is the town with the roller coaster straight south. Can't miss it. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping the highway clear, but I'd keep your gun where you can reach it easily. Off the road, you'll probably start running into hostile wildlife. My advice would be to stick to the... Not in Good Springs, no. But if you're up for... Most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old safe that even Easy Pete wasn't able... If you want to take a shot at it. If the lock's too much for you to handle, reading through the magazine might give you... You'll need those to pick the lock. Be careful, though. Oh. Well, go ahead and keep this... I hunt geckos, mostly. The meat's pretty good, and I can always... I also help keep the town clear of rat scorpions and coyotes. Not many people live in Good Springs, so while... Sure. Southeast of here is Prim. Can't miss it. Since it has the giant old roller coaster right in the middle of town. If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. They mine rocks or something, but I heard they got troubles lately. I wouldn't head that direction if I were you, though. Got critters up there. The new California Republic. Bunch of settlers and soldiers coming in from the west. They can be right pushy, but the roads are safer because of them, so... Not that I got... Well, the wildlife for one thing. Rowdy locals for another. They're protecting their own. Just happens to help us. They've been holding off this other... Got a funny name. Call themselves Caesar's Legion. Never seen them in these parts, so I couldn't tell. I hear rumors, that's about it. Supposedly they keep slaves and they got some real nasty ways. But maybe that's just something folks in the NCR cooked up to make themselves seem more useful here. Less uninvited. Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. The coyotes are pretty dangerous and large. The geckos aren't too tough, but they've got a nasty bite. I've heard about bigger, nastier versions out in the wasteland, but I've never seen them. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills. If you want...
Hey. Howdy. What can easy... The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. As a word of advice, though, if you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold. Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now we'll just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners. Nah. Means I poke through old buildings looking for working tech and such. Some folks just call it salvaging. Way I see it, salvage means it's broken, near worthless. Me, I look for the good stuff. Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too old. Don't get me wrong. The NCR's got a lot of decent folk in it. It's just that they make you part of them whether you like it or not. Towns like Good Springs and Prim don't stay independent for long. Not if you've got something the NCR wants. They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar, or Caesar. Not sure how you A couple of years ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam, but the NCR beat them back. The NCR did. The Legion's got its strength back, and is getting ready for another round at the dam. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on the Nevada side of the river, so keep a gun. The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water lying in Lake Mead, too. Anybody who owns meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them. They just laid. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills, but gotta be careful. The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken down relic with no place.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not going to buy something, get out.
What the hell is your problem? What do you want? He's some traitor who decided he'd rather shoot than pay the toll for being in our territory. Would serve these idiots right if me and my guys shot. It is now. Me and the rest of the guys busted out of the NCR. What the hell for? Just... None of your damn business. Robbed some people, burned. Same old shit that's been going on for years. Never been there since the NCR's got troops. I've run with some tough gangs, but I gotta admit, they all got nothing on the... I ain't saying I'm afraid. New California Republic. Nothing. They've got troops all over the Mojave.
Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Got a special discount. Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men out. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a... He's holed up at the abandoned gas station. You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is scum. He can bluster and threaten all he wants. Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for... Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gang. Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now. If you were able to get Ringo out of this mess, you'd have a decent reputation around Goodsprings. I'd even set you up with a disc. Of course, helping Ringo would also make the powder gang. Don't know why you'd want to do a thing like that. Yep. He's a convict, just without the chains. Said his name was Cobb. Powder gangers is what they call themselves. Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to... Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor, by accident, and it hasn't been working since. They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in... Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, that whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's... I didn't hear exactly. Fella wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Sure, the outside looks... There'd be caps in it for you. I do like... I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which... Other than rolling around once in a while. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find... It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but... Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat and hides. The traders... Most travelers heading south on the I-15 just push on towards Prim, unless they're in desperate need of supply. There's always something interesting going on, but the biggest news has to be the come and dust. The new California Republic's got the most power in Nevada. Money, troops, they do what they can to keep things safe in the region. But if you ask me, they're trying to do too much. They're spread too thin. I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the dam because it's one of the few places around that can make electricity. The Legion are a bunch of savages, though. No idea why they'd want the dam. Slavers, killers, and all other kinds of trouble. They dress up like... The rumor is that the Legion is far larger than the NCR lets on, and that it's been due to luck that the Legion hasn't... Feeling thirsty? Yeah, I heard it turn right back on after... Not at all. I'm never sure how much is normally charged for this. Now,
You must be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. Wait, I've got plenty of supplies for sale. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of... Give me a shot. It's all about quantity over quality. Trouble is, you'll be cleaning and fixing your gun a lot more than usual when you... Weapon mods are things... Special ammo includes things like armor-piercing bullets, which don't hurt the target. There's also hollow-point bullets, which have the opposite effect. You can kill... If Ringo doesn't head out on his own, I think we... Don't mistake that for coward talk, though. We're a town of survivors. We'll fight tooth and nail if put... The leader was a New Vegas type. Typical city boy. The great cons normally stay in their own territory way up... Twice. Both times I drank a lot of liquor and lost most of my caps at the card. If you ever get to New Vegas, be sure to visit Gomorrah. Word of advice, behave. Between the NCR military police and Mr. I'm afraid I don't know much myself. Mr. House has got his own casino, Lucky 38, but nobody goes in. The other casinos follow Mr. House's rules, so I guess that makes him the leader of New Vegas. As far as I know, nobody's ever laid out. I think that robot who pulled you out of the dirt belongs to Mr. House. If Mr. House... They're tough sons of bitches. Mean, but not crazy. The great cons deal in illegal chems.